93 million people use this app every month. 0 of them pay anything. That is not a broken business model. That is the strategy. So how does Life360 actually make money? And does the stock price reflect what this business is becoming? I went through 5 years of Life360 financials to find out. And what I found is a company at an inflection point most investors have not fully priced in yet. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how Life360 monetizes its massive free user base, and whether the stock is priced for what comes next.
Before we do though, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. This is purely educational. Do your own research. Talk to a professional if you need to. All right, let's go.
Let us start with the headline numbers from financial year 2025. Revenue came in at $489.5 million, up 32% on the prior year. Adjusted EBITDA hit $87.6 million, nearly double what it was in financial year 2024. Free cash flow reached $81 million. The year before, it was $27 million. One important note on the statutory profit number. Life360 reported a net profit after tax of $150 million. That looks extraordinary, but it includes a $118 million deferred tax asset release. That is a one-off accounting item. It is not cash. Strip that out, and underlying profit was around $33 million. Still a landmark result, but context matters. Now, let me explain what this company actually does.
Life360 is a family safety platform. Think of it as the digital nervous system for how families stay connected. The core app does 3 things. It shows you where every family member is in real time. It alerts you when someone arrives or leaves a location, and it notifies you if there is a crash or a safety emergency. The business model is freemium. The app is completely free. Anyone can download it and use it with no charge at all. Life360 then offers a premium subscription called a paying circle. That unlocks more detailed features, things like crash detection, roadside assistance, and identity theft protection. Life360 also owns Tile. That is the Bluetooth tracker hardware brand. Tiles attach to keys, bags, or pets. They connect back into the Life360 network. And then there is the third leg of the business, advertising and data. This is the part of the story that most investors are still underpricing. 93 million monthly active users generate an enormous first-party location data asset. Life360 is starting to monetize that. Keep that in mind. We will come back to it. Let us look at how fast this business has scaled. 2 years ago, financial year 2023, total revenue was $304 million. Today, it is $489 million. That is 61% growth in 2 years. Subscription revenue is the engine. It went from $220 million to $369 million, a 67% increase over 2 years. But the most striking line in this table is free cash flow. In financial year 2023, it was $5 million. In financial year 2025, it was $81 million. That is a 1,400% increase in 2 years. Growth at this rate does not happen by accident. So what is driving it? This chart shows the 5-year trajectory of revenue and adjusted EBITDA margin. The gray bars are revenue. The gold line is adjusted EBITDA margin. Notice how the margin line inflects sharply to the right from financial year 2023 onwards. Financial year 2021, negative 17% margin. Financial year 2025, positive 18% margin. A 35 percentage point swing, while revenue was still growing at 30% per year. That is the signature of a business crossing the operating leverage threshold. Revenue scales. Costs do not. This chart is the user base story. The left panel is monthly active users. The right panel is paying circles. Monthly active users went from 35 million in financial year 2021 to 96 million in financial year 2025. Paying circles went from 1.2 million to 2.8 million over the same period. Here is what that ratio tells you. 2.8 million paying circles, 95.8 million monthly active users.
That means roughly 3% of users are paying. 97% are not. That is the scale of the conversion opportunity and the data opportunity. Now, let us look at the quality of the earnings behind that growth. The left chart shows free cash flow generation over 5 years. Financial year 2025 changed that decisively. Free cash flow of $81 million, a cash conversion rate of 248% on adjusted EBITDA. That extreme conversion rate is partly a timing effect. Working capital released as the business shifted from hardware-heavy to software-led, but the direction is unambiguous. The right chart shows earnings per share and return on invested capital. Both turned positive in financial year 2025 for the first time. Return on invested capital moved from negative 5.7% to positive 7.1%. The business has not yet earned its cost of capital, but it is heading there quickly. Which brings us to the most important structural question. Why is this business hard to displace? Life360 has 3 distinct moat sources, and they reinforce each other. The first is a network effect. Every family member who joins the app deepens the lock-in for everyone else. Churning off Life360 requires the entire family to migrate together and to convince each other to leave. That does not happen easily. The second is brand and trust. Life360 is the #1 family safety app globally. In a category where safety is the product, trust is everything. The Tile acquisition added the largest Bluetooth tracker network in the world. That deepens the hardware relationship and the data relationship simultaneously. The third moat source is the data asset. 96 million monthly active users generating real-time location data. That is a proprietary family graph that no competitor can replicate without starting from zero. The critical risk here is Apple. Apple builds family location features natively into every iPhone, for free. Life360 has survived this for years, but the risk is real and ongoing. Moat trajectory, widening, but with one eye on Cupertino. This is where the long-term story gets interesting. Management estimates the total addressable market for family safety at around $20 billion. No third-party validation on that number. Take it as directional rather than precise. Current revenue is under $500 million. At roughly a 5% penetration rate, the runway is long, if the market thesis holds. But here is the answer to the question from the opening. How does Life360 monetize 93 million people who pay nothing? First-party location data, family graph data, advertising. Life360 is building an advertising and data product on top of the world's largest family location dataset. This is early stage, but it is real, it is asset-backed, and it is high margin. The revenue breakdown chart on this slide shows how the mix has shifted. Subscription revenue is now 75% of total. Hardware is declining slightly as a share. Other, which includes data and advertising, is growing. Now, let us look at the balance sheet.
Life360 is in a net cash position. Cash and equivalents of around $200 million. Total debt of approximately $138 million in convertible notes. Net cash of around $63 million. The convertible notes mature in 2028. At the current free cash flow trajectory, the company can service and retire that debt without an equity raise. The bigger story is that free cash flow has now crossed the positive threshold permanently. $81 million in financial year 2025. The model now self-funds growth. Balance sheet score? Strong. No material concerns. Now the most important slide. At the time of this analysis, Life360 is trading at roughly 25 times adjusted EBITDA on the financial year 2025 result. Revenue multiple of approximately 4.5 times. Price to free cash flow of approximately 27 times. Those are not cheap multiples. But for a business growing revenue at 32% with improving free cash flow and a clear path to margin expansion, they are arguably not expensive either. The PEG ratio is not useful here. Earnings per share only turned positive in financial year 2025 on a normalized basis. Any PEG ratio computed off that base is statistically misleading. Use enterprise value to EBITDA and price to free cash flow as your anchors instead. The key upside catalyst,
And this is the answer to the opening question. Is advertising revenue scaling? If the data and advertising product reaches 10% of total revenue, the multiple re-rates materially. That is the asymmetric opportunity embedded in the current price. But the risk is symmetric. The multiple demands continued execution.
Chris Halls is the co-founder and chief executive. He has been running Life360 since he founded it. The track record speaks for itself. The Tile acquisition in 2021 was bold. Hardware plus the world's largest Bluetooth tracker network. Integration has been successfully completed. Hardware revenue has stabilized. The network effect has deepened. Adjusted EBITDA went from negative $50 million to positive $87 million in 4 years under this management team. The watch points are fair to note. Insider ownership is not as prominent as you would want in a founder-led compounder. Stock-based compensation remains elevated. Dilution from option grants is a real cost. And the dual listing on both the Australian Securities Exchange and NASDAQ adds reporting complexity. Management score? Strong. No governance red flags. Execution credibility earned over 5 years of delivery. Let us talk about what could go wrong. The highest probability risk is the advertising product failing to scale. The entire advertising and data business is early stage. There is no established revenue track record yet. If regulatory scrutiny on location data increases, particularly in the United States or Europe, the monetization thesis weakens significantly. The current valuation has some of this upside priced in. If the ads layer disappoints, the stock derates. The medium probability risk is platform competition. Apple builds family location sharing into every iPhone for free. This is not a new risk. Life360 has grown alongside it, but Apple deepening its built-in safety features, particularly in new markets, remains an ongoing pressure on subscriber growth in developed markets. The lower probability risk is the convertible note dilution. The notes are due in 2028. Conversion to equity would add share supply. At the current free cash flow trajectory, the company can retire the notes in cash, but it is worth monitoring.
Let me give you the two sides of the argument cleanly. The bull case rests on 3 things. First, the advertising re-rating. If location data advertising scales to 10% of revenue, the stock is cheap at current prices. Second, geographic expansion. Australia, Europe, and Latin America are barely penetrated. The international runway is long. Third, free cash flow compounding. The cost base is largely fixed now. Every dollar of incremental revenue flows disproportionately to cash flow. The bear case is equally clear. Apple can embed family location natively and make Life360's core product irrelevant for a large share of users. At 25 times EBITDA, there is no room for a guidance miss. A single bad half would derate the stock materially. And stock-based compensation dilutes headline earnings. Every point of EPS growth is partially offset by share count expansion.
Here is how the 7-category scorecard comes out. Growth, 9 out of 10. Revenue compounding at 30% plus with organic acceleration. Quality, 6 out of 10. Margins inflecting fast, but still early. Free cash flow conversion outstanding in financial year 2025. Moat, 6 out of 10. Real network effects and brand trust, but Apple risk is structural and ongoing. Market and runway, 8.5 out of 10. Enormous unmonetized free user base. Advertising optionality barely priced. Balance sheet, 8.5 out of 10. Net cash, self-funding, no near-term refinancing pressure. Valuation, 7.5 out of 10. Full price on current earnings, but reasonable if margin expansion continues. Management, 7.5 out of 10. Founder-linked, strong execution track record. Watch the SBC. Overall weighted score, 7.4 out of 10. Verdict, strong business. Growth machine. Margin expansion in progress. So that free user base question from the opening, now you understand exactly where the answer is headed.
Before the outro, 3 things to watch in the next 12 months. First, the half-year result in August 2026. Watch advertising revenue specifically. Any breakout above 2% of total revenue is a signal. Second, the full-year adjusted EBITDA margin. Can Life360 reach 25% in financial year 2026?
That would validate the operating leverage thesis completely. Third, Apple's developer conference in June 2026. Watch any announcements about expanded family location or safety features in the next iOS release. Life360 is a business built on a simple insight. Families will share their location with each other. No privacy barrier, no friction. That insight produced 96 million monthly active users. The question was always how to monetize them beyond a 3% conversion rate. The advertising and data business is the answer taking shape right now. Strong business, margin expansion in progress, growth machine priced for continued execution. If that kind of analysis is useful to you, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you see it.